Hello my friends, so I welcome all of you star seeds, light workers and wanderers to this magnificent session today. I have channeled Metatron magnetic consciousness in order to answer the queries that were raised on my YouTube channel poll by all of you, and I thank you all for that. So the questions which I have asked are as follows. So the first question is about, is there anything we can drink or eat in order to ascend faster? So Metatron has described what we can eat or drink in order to ascend faster, the perfect food product as well as the perfect so-called liquid has been described in the session. And Metatron also furthermore talks about other aspects of the food products and how it relates with vibration. Metatron also has clearly defined vibratory food levels. Okay, so there is a level to our food products. So if you want to ascend faster, maybe you can become conscious of the type of food you have been consuming, or maybe conscious of what you need to drink in order to ascend higher in consciousness. And also the second question which I've asked is the one infinite creator same as God? And what are the powers of the one infinite creator? Okay, so this is what I've asked because I received many emails. People were still confused as to what, or how can we understand the creator. Okay, because the creator and God, it's interrelated, but it's different at the same time. It has been explained along with the powers of the creator. And also I've asked about how can we become like the creator? And turns out that they have also revealed the secret codes, or the God codes, which I believe they said in the session Nikola Tesla also used. So if you want to use them, if you want to try them, you can watch the session. They have been revealed in this and you can apply it in your own life. And finally, I've asked one final question, which is about a simple method which will allow us to ascend higher in consciousness. This is an amazing method. And before the session begins, I want to say thank you to all of my Patreon light workers, star seeds and wanderers who have joined on the meditation we did recently. And I thank you, all of you, for joining on my Patreon, because we do meditations. I share censored sessions, and also it's like a deep course in Ascension. So if you want to dive in deep, the link is on the description of my Patreon. And I need to say thank you to all of you for liking the video, because I believe the algorithm, it helps to reach out to other people, other star seeds who may need this information. With that being said, enjoy the session, my friends.
I am Metatron Magnetic Services, now communicating through this instrument, through the divine love and light of the universal light grid programmer. Furthermore, I, Metatron, must now address the questions that are placed through these channels. Mind complex. However, the use of discernment is advised, because each thought form must only be placed to be valid, to be true, if found to be true within the self. Furthermore, all divine love light child of the universal light grid programmer is hereby being sent love and lights in order to inspire such love light childs in this timeline. Further, now the first query found in this instrument's mind complex relates with: is there anything that can be drank or eaten by the people of your planet in order to ascend faster? In this regard, I must state that indeed there are many types of so-called fruit products that can assist in this ascension process. However, we must state that the type of fruit products that is ingested is dependent upon the level of consciousness of a divine love light child of the universal light grid programmer. This means that as the level of consciousness of an entity changes from lower vibration level into the higher levels of consciousness, then such entities will automatically change its rhythm of ingestion of food products. Furthermore, the change in consciousness will lead to a change in the food product ingested. This means that as the level of consciousness is increased, the desire to consume lower vibratory food products reduces automatically. This means that if a divine light grid programmer is desirous to increase the level of vibratory rhythms of consciousness, it will also increase the level of food products and fluids ingested and consumed. Furthermore, I, Metatron, magnetic consciousness, shall now, for the purpose of understanding, classify the types of food and fluids depending upon the level of vibration from the lowest to the highest vibratory level food products and fluids. This means that in terms of your language patterns, large amounts of protein, fats, and processed carbs like pasta or pig slices of cake are considered as lower vibratory foods, whereas salads and vegetables and fruits are considered as higher vibratory foods in terms of the so-called liquids. The classification is depending on the nature of the fluid. The highest vibratory, increasing fluid in your space-time on the Earth planets can be considered as love light exposed water. This means that the water particles absorb the love and lights that is being sent towards it in the form of thought forms, which are absorbed by the water particles that crystallize it. Eventually, drinking this type of water will allow the love and light to penetrate into the body complex of each divine light grid programmer's love light child who shall use this method. Therefore, protecting and spreading love and light's vibrations and allowing the mind's body complex entity to enter into the higher density vibrations. The other type of practice that may be of greater aid to entities on your planets may be considered as the practice of fasting, which will enable each entity to fast, thereby breaking the cycle of the food products consumed. That will enable each entity which is fasting to find a balance in the harmonic rhythms of the bodily complex. The process of fasting will allow each entity to find a balance and a deeper reset in terms of energy systems that have been affected through the process of eating food products. Now I, Metatron, magnetic consciousness, shall now answer the query related with, is the one infinite creator same as gods as known by your people? And what are the powers of the one infinite creator, along with a method which can allow the human entities to become like the creator? I, Metatron, now answer the question that is presented through the mind complex of this channel, and we shall answer it as closely as possible to be described in your vibration sequence terms. As an angelic social memory complex, our understanding of the universal complex and its origination points may be different from that of human entities. Depending on the species complex present at a certain space-time nexus, there may be different belief distortions about the nature of the universal complex and the forces that govern it. Some species complex may believe in the existence of a simpler entity or a force that created the universal complex, while others may believe in multiple entities or forces that work together to maintain the universal complex. Furthermore, it is also possible that some species complex do not have a concept of a creator or God, in the same way that human, universal, divine, love-like childs do. They may have different ways of understanding the origins and the workings of the universal complex, such as through scientific inquiry or philosophical exploration. In any case, the concept of a creator or a god is often intertwined with cultural and religious beliefs and distortions of various entities. Depending on the species complex, their belief distortions may be influenced by their history, traditions, and social structures prevalent in a certain societal complex. For example, a species complex that values hierarchy and order may have a belief system distortion that emphasizes the importance of a singular, powerful entity that created and governs the universal complex. On the other hand, the species complex that values individualism and exploration may have a belief system distortion that encourages the questioning of traditional concepts of a creator or God. Overall, the concepts of a creator or gods may vary widely depending on the species complex and distortions of their cultural and religious beliefs. As an angelic being, my understanding of this concept may also differ from that of a human social memory complex, as my perspective and experiences may be vastly different. Furthermore, I must state that, as per our understanding, the Creator and God are the one and the same. If they represent the ever-present, everlasting, unending, unnamed source of all creations in the universal complex, the Creator or God or the universal light-grade programmer is often confused by the people of your planet with a certain entity, such as an entity with a bodily complex and a name. However, we do not perceive this to be factual from our understanding. Further, I, Metatron Magnetic Consciousness, shall now elaborate on the next query that is presented here. Through this instrument, which relates with the powers of the Creator or God, or the Universal Light Grid Programmer, the powers can be described from our understanding from our location in the angelic realm as follows. Creation. The ability to create a universal complex and all that exists within it, including all entities from all density levels, is one of the powers of the divine, the universal light grid programmer. The second is known as omniscience, or the ability to know everything that has happened, is happening, and will happen based on the Akashic and space-time nexus information that is stored in the Hall of Records. The third one is omnipotence, is the ability to do anything, including performing distortions as identified by the people as miracles, in defying the laws of physical systems that were created by the Creator itself. The other of the powers include omnipresence, or the ability to be present everywhere at the same time in all space-time and time-spaces. This furthermore implies that the one universal light grid programmer is aware of every single moment without any breakage. Therefore, the Creator is fully conscious in the universal complex. The other one is judgment, the ability to balance the actions and intentions of entities and determine their future timelines based upon the scale of karmic balance or imbalance. The Creator seeks to maintain balance in the universal complex. Now I, Metatron Magnetic Services, shall answer the query related with a method that can allow human individualized divine love light child to become more like the one Creator or the universal light grid programmer. This method was also in a way used by the entity known as Nikola Tesla by the people of your planet. This would require each who seek this pathway to the identification with the one Creator to become aware of the light body of the Creator or the spiritual complex within the self, which is the seat of the one Creator or the God's presence. This awareness that is granted to your experience in this space and time nexus is based upon the light body awareness, that is, your spiritual complex. This method may be such that each entity who seeks to become aware of the light body of the Creator can sense the spiritual complex and become completely aware of the light body of the Creator or the universal light grid programmer. Furthermore, upon elaborating on these facets, we must state that the spiritual complex light body can be separated from the mind and the body complex of each entity through the use of concentration and intention. As a follow-up of the previous exercise that was transmitted through this instrument's vibratory rhythms by the Galactic Federation Social Memory Complex. Similarly, an exercise of sensing the spiritual body may be of aid in the process of becoming aware of the one infinite Creator or the universal divine light grid programmer's essence. Furthermore, after sensing a movement inwards inside the depths of the infinite presence of the one infinite Creator, will allow each to find the Creator within. This method was used by the one known to your people as Nikola Tesla unknowingly during its sessions with its imagination complex, and it used this method to merge with the presence of the divine light grid programmer or God as known by your people. In essence, this is one of the codes of the Creator that the entity learned to accidentally activate, which resulted in it becoming capable of accessing divine imagination and the divine light, which enables to manifest and create many inventions. If the entities on the Earth planets apply this method, the matrix around them will begin to have no effect on the entity's mind complex patterns, thereby freeing it from psychological suffering. Therefore I, Metatron Magnetic Consciousness, now leave you all in love lights of the divine light grid programmer. Turn to the mountain of lights within yourself. Bye.
So my friends, after watching this session, I hope you have gained some understanding like I have. This was a very fascinating session by Metatron, magnetic consciousness. So the first thing that I have learned from the session is about what can we drink, okay? So as far as I understand, what Metatron said is that our vibration, as it changes, we also change what we consume. So the more higher we ascend in our level of consciousness, the more we change, what we consume. And what they've said is that, whatever you consume, like, it could be a liquid, it could be a food product. What they said is you will change, if a vibration changes, you'll automatically change it. So as far as I understood, Metatron has also classified the types of foods and fluids. So what they've said is that the lowest level of vibratory foods are such as proteins, fats, and processed carbs, like pasta or cake. They are considered as lower vibration, whereas salads, vegetables, and foods are considered higher vibration food products. So if you want to ascend faster, maybe you should consider having salads more, vegetables and foods which are of a higher vibration more. And the other one is related with love light exposed water. So basically, love light exposed water simply means to have a cup of water and then you say positive things to the water, like I love you, I thank you, for some time, and then you drink it. That is love and light exposed water. I believe it goes into your body, okay, because our body is also, I believe, composed of 70% of water. So by drinking love and light water, you will also have that love light energy within yourself. And the other one that they have said is fasting. So what they've said is, fasting is very important, because when you fast, you will break the cycle of food products that you have consumed. It's like a reset. So I believe fasting is very important to balance whatever you have eaten in yourself, okay? And the other question related with is the one infinite creator same as God? As far as I understood, the answer is correct, but it's not the God, like we have known God, like people previously used to think that God has a body. So if you're referring to God as a human being or someone with a body and someone with a name, then that is not the one creator, okay? What they have said is, if you're referring to someone who is unnamed, who is everywhere, ever present, all around us, in everything, then that is God, the creator of the universe, all right? And the powers of the creator have also been explained in the session, which includes creation, the ability to create new universes, and omniscience means to know everything because of the access to the Akashic records, and omnipotence means the ability to do anything. So if the creator wants, because the creator created the universe, it can do anything it wants, right? And the ability of balancing the actions or intentions of the entity. So the creator aims at having a balance in the universe, all right? So this, and then we have got the final thing is we have a simple method which we can use in order to ascend higher. Basically what I understood is, as a follow-up of the previous channeling session wherein Galactic Federation had talked about a similar method of actually taking your spiritual complex out of your body. I'm doing the same thing right now. So what they've said is you need to sense it fully. So you can try it, you can close your eyes and you can imagine watching yourself from the opposite side. So, and you can see that you have a kind of like a spiritual body. You don't have, it's like a wave kind of thing, okay? It's like a vibration, you can sense it. So that is the spiritual body you need to be aware of, and the more you're aware of, the more you're aware of the creator, and it will help you ascend higher in consciousness. So with that being said, I thank all of you for watching this session, and also thank all of you for sending me requests for your soul's identity, soul name, and your current life purpose, along with other questions you may have. I can channel for you. You can send it to my email over here. And also I want to say thank you to all of you for getting the paperback version of my sessions, which you can get. The link is on the description if you want to read it in a book format. Otherwise, it is also freely available. The link is on the description. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next session. Until then, enjoy this session over here. Thank you, my friends.